So we have officially hit the time of year where you need a jacket and a flannel first thing in the morning. By 10 o'clock, you're down to just the flannel. By noon, you're down to a t-shirt. And then by 5:30, 6 o'clock, you're back in a flannel. It's that time of the year again. All right, I'm back from hauling that load of beans in. I didn't film yesterday, and I ended up I stopped cutting corn. I hauled 3 loads of corn in that I had already cut the previous night. Hauled that in, and then yesterday afternoon I switched the combine over and I cut off a 24-acre chunk of beans and got those hauled in this morning. But now combine's low on fuel, it's low on government juice, it needs to be greased. I got a broken guard on the head, so I'm gonna go attend to that this morning and get moved to the next field, and then we can, by then the dew should be burned off and we can start cutting again. You know, same old crap, different day. I'm standing on top of the combine right now while I'm waiting for fuel to fill. The cornfield I was cutting is right across the street. I jumped across the street to cut these beans off because of the geese. We have a huge goose problem because they land on that lake, walk out of that lake, walk right up into the field, and eat all our beans. We only got 22 bushel per acre off of this 24-acre chunk because of those flying rats right there. But you can't hunt them here because this is federally owned property. That what you see in the background on the other side of the lake is the Great Lakes National Cemetery. So we rent this ground from the Great Lakes National Cemetery, and because it's federally owned, no weapons allowed, period. I can't even carry a pocket knife on this ground legally. All right, I am finally in the combine. It's 2:15, but I've got grain cart moved to the next field, combine head, my truck, header cart, semi, everything's moved to the next field now. It's been one of them days, but we are ready to cut this little field, and then I'm moving. There's a wet hole right there that I have to drop the head and everything, drive down the road, and then I can go into that bigger field. And then when I'm done with that big field, I go across the street. So there's a fair amount of acres here to cut. I'm sorry, I'm doing several things at once here, trying to get up and rolling. All right, we are cutting. Not cutting very good beans, but we're cutting. These beans don't look very good at all. They do in the middle, it's just this headland looks bad. Do you notice I even cleaned the windows? It was full service today. You guys remember in the spring when I got the big tractor stuck? Right there. Right there is where I got it stuck. Coming from that field into this field, so I didn't have to go out on the road and go around. It's been dry. I'm thinking about trying, because if I can go through that, I don't have to take the head off, I don't have to drop the hopper, and I can just and start cutting. But I also don't want to get stuck, because if I get stuck, then it would take more time to get this out of the mud than it would to just drop the hopper, take the head off, and go around, because I'll end up doing that anyway on top of being stuck. Maybe I should walk it first. It's pretty solid. It is going to be very bumpy. I think I can make it. I'm pretty sure I can make it. We're gonna try it. But first I gotta empty the grain cart and then dump the combine so I'm lighter. And then we'll try it. Yeah, it's I don't know. I have to put it in 4-wheel drive, but we're gonna try it. Alright, I drove across that way with the grain cart, turned around and came back, and the grain cart went across just fine. So we'll empty this out and cross her with this. Alright, moment of truth. Woohoo! No problem. I didn't even have to put it in 4-wheel drive. Things are looking up. I have a bit of a dilemma. I just received a text message from the elevator saying that they're full on beans and not accepting beans anymore today after 4 p.m. Well, it's 5 p.m. right now. The load I just dumped in the grain cart will fill this semi. So this semi will be full. The other semi is empty. So my dilemma is, do I switch over and go back to cutting corn and cut a semi load of corn and haul that tomorrow and cut corn tomorrow? Or do I just fill both semis and do some chisel plowing tomorrow and look at hauling beans on Monday and go back to cutting on Monday? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I guess first things first is dump this in that truck, get that truck back to the farm, and figure out what I'm going to do from there. Got some low-flying hot air balloons. I think I have a game plan. I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody from the elevator yet, and I don't expect to get a hold of anybody today, and I highly doubt I'll be able to get a hold of anybody tomorrow, being out Sunday. But my guess, and this literally is just me thinking out loud, I'm guessing they're not going to be accepting soybeans tomorrow either, being how it's Sunday, until they get a train in there to empty themselves out. Ooh, glare. So my guess is it won't be till Monday or Tuesday before they'll start accepting soybeans again. But I didn't fill one truck. My intention was to fill the one truck that was here, and then take it back to the farm, bring the other truck back and fill that with soybeans as well. But I left that truck empty because I think tomorrow morning I'm going to switch the combine back over to corn and use that empty truck and run corn, because they're still accepting corn, just not soybeans. I think that's my best option of keeping things moving. We have run into this situation before in the past. It's been probably 4 or 5 years ago. The elevator was there, all their silos were full and weren't accepting anything. No corn, no soybeans, nothing. So we ended up actually going, after about 2 days of waiting, we ended up going to a different elevator just to keep cutting, because rain was coming in the forecast and we just couldn't afford not to cut. So if it's going to be a couple days, I'll cut corn for a couple days and then go back to soybeans again. But if it's going to be like more than a couple days, then I'm going to find a different elevator to go to and start hauling there. Well, wasn't my plan today to be done this early, but whatever. I'm going to put the tools away that I had out earlier, and then I'm going to go home and go to sleep at a normal time, I guess, and not set an alarm. So when I wake up tomorrow, I'll head out to the field, switch the combine back over to corn, and start cutting some corn, I guess. Alright guys, I'm going to finish putting tools away and end the video here, I guess. So I'm going to go home, eat some dinner at a decent time. Maybe my meal will actually be warm for a change rather than microwave it back up. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.